In this episode of Animal Academy, we check out the aquatic life at a marine reserve.
Jeff takes a look at a balding chook.
And we meet Susan's giant Maine Coon cats. Hi, I'm Sarah Ulmer.
And I'm Jeremy Maguire.
Welcome to Animal Academy. We're here today in a very Kiwi woolshed with a couple of French sheepdogs. They're Briards, and this is Brandy, who's 5, and this is Tic Tac, who's 8.
Now, Briards have been kept by the French for centuries for herding and protecting sheep.
They made a name for themselves in the French army, where they were used as sentries and messengers and to search for wounded soldiers.
Absolutely. Now, first up today, we go out in the bush with Sandy Yong in search of New Zealand's most wanted animal.
Of all predators, no animal has caused more destruction to New Zealand's bird life than the stoat. Sandy Yong is a member of Operational Ark.
Operational Ark is a ministerial directive to protect a number of species on the mainland. The orange-fronted parakeet, the mohua, the blue duck and the short-tailed bats in the South Island.
Sandy is leading one of 30 DOC teams based around the country trapping predators in an effort to protect the native species in our forests.
We're in the Hordern Valley in Arthur's Pass National Park. I have a team of 2 staff, it's Tom and Dave. We're on one of our trap lines and they're checking about 70 kilometres of operational trap line in this valley, consisting of about 1,500 traps, and we're targeting mainly stoats in our traps. The trap is encased in a wooden box. The box is baited with a pricked egg in one end, and there's a hole in the other end where the stoat has to move into the box, then across the trap before accessing the egg.
Depending on the terrain, the traps are normally about 30 metres apart.
Right, here we have an adult stoat. He's a male, in reasonably good condition. They're a problem because they're voracious eaters and they're also a very agile predator. They climb trees really well and they're certainly able to get into small holes. We're trapping roughly about 8 times a year, or checking our traps 8 times a year. And the idea is to keep the stoat numbers low enough so that a forest of bird species can actually be sustainable and breed in this valley. The orange-fronted parakeets are quite special to the Canterbury area. It's only present in 3 of our valleys, and it's estimated that there's probably only about 300 individuals left on the mainland in one of these 3 valleys. They're on our critically endangered list, so they're right up there.
All the traps are emptied and the stoats are left to decompose naturally.
See below the fork in that tree, there's a hole which would be a typical nest for a hole nesting bird such as the parakeets or the mohua. You can see a stoat could easily climb up that tree and get into that hole quite easily. It'll not only eat the eggs, the chicks, but it'll get the females sitting on the nest as well.
The team works checking the traps 10 days on, 4 days off, across 3 valleys, living on site in forest huts.
Although they're checking their trap lines alone, they never work completely alone in the valley because of health and safety reasons. It's easy enough in this environment to have a slip in the fall, and it's important for us to have someone else in the valley that they can make contact with at all times.
Sandy and her team's information on the stoat population is vital in monitoring how well the controlled trapping is working, as well as predicting if there is going to be a population explosion. Sandy's work is an important part of the effort to maintain and increase our native bird population.
Probably what Joe Public is missing is the sound of the forest. The forest should be a lot louder, a lot noisier than what we hear now. Even this forest is not too bad, but it's not normal. It should be a lot louder, and that's basically the impact of the stoats. What you need to do is actually go to some of our offshore islands where the stoats have been eradicated and just listen to what's happening out there. We've accepted this as normal, and unfortunately it's not.
Well, you can see the work that Sandy and her team are putting in is really making a difference. Good on you guys.
Absolutely. Now next up we meet Susan, who is devoted to a really big breed of cat.
Maine Coon cats are one of the largest breeds of cats in the world, and one woman who loves them is Susan Grindle. She has over 20 of them on her North Canterbury property.
Come on, that's that girl. Good girl.
Susan's passion for her giant cats is so extreme that they even have their own room.
This is the cat's room. Nobody goes in there other than husband and I and the cats. It's their safe space, so it's their lounge. I got into Maine Coons in a roundabout way. I had a kitten turn up in our barn, and he grew up to be a cat that looked like a Maine Coon. And Maine Coon breeders now, we call them Maine Coon wannabes. And he was just fabulous. I absolutely adored him. And then he unfortunately got cancer and he died. And I wanted a cat similar to him. So I thought, I'll get a Maine Coon. They're intelligent and they love to play. They call them the gentle giants, and they're a bit of a clown. They've got a good sense of humour, very people-orientated and really social.
Susan's cats not only have big personalities, they have a bit extra in the paw department too.
The polydactyl cat has a gene that gives them extra toes. And in the original breed, because the cat came from the state of Maine in the United States and it was just a big barn cat, they think about 40% of the original breed were polydactyls.
Susan has been a specialist Maine Coon breeder for 12 years now, having bred 200 kittens.
Hi, kittens.
As a very proud mum, Susan is showing them off to her friend Jo.
So I love the kittens, they're just divine. I love playing with them, and it's really special to have something, and it starts off this big, and then it's just lovely. They're fabulous, and their personalities develop. The naughty one of the litter is that one.
He just flew across the room. So this little guy, he's a four-wheel drive?
Yes, he is.
The Maine Coon breeders use the term two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive to describe whether they've got 2 feet that are polydactyl or 4 feet that are polydactyl, and I think that's cute as well.
Besotted Jo has chosen a 2-wheel drive kitten for herself.
Well, he's 4 weeks old now, so he won't be available to take home for another 8 weeks, but it'll be worth it. So sweet.
It's nice to see that. I mean, he's quite young and he's very happy with Jo, and that little kiss then, that's amazing. Yeah, I'm really thrilled. But it is always hard. The first few years I used to cry. I'd go inside and cry when the kittens went to their homes. It's terrible. I'd wave them off. Oh, bye. Oh. But I'm better at it now. You get used to it, and you can send them away thinking that cat's going to have a wonderful life. It's got the best people I can find for them. There you go. Hey, James Blind, you want a brush too, don't you? Hey? Yes. Yeah, I would never have anything else. People say that to me. Oh, why don't you get a whatever, some other breed? And I say, oh, they're beautiful, but if I have room in my house, it will be another Maine Coon. Why would I want anything else, They're the perfect cat, perfect pet for me.
After the break, why did the chicken lose its feathers? Our vet Jeff has the answer.